there a way that we can change reality in Central America so that people don't feel compelled to give all the money to a smuggler? They don't feel compelled to cross dangerous rivers and deserts. And can we do something that gets us beyond the current crisis? I've introduced to this campaign the concept of a Marshall Plan for Central America, a long-term solution to the asylum crisis on our southern border. The whole idea of the Marshall Plan is that Europe was devastated by World War II, and that the United States ought to put a huge amount of aid there, doing something that people normally would draw back from, because the situation was recognized to be extraordinary. And it happened because people who, in a lot of cases, you normally couldn't have gotten into the same room for very different reasons, agreed to a level of foreign aid that was far beyond what normally would have been agreed to. I see a similar confluence of factors potentially in this situation in Central America. We have a long and not good history in that part of the world. And as they say about American foreign policy, down there they can't forget, up here we can't remember. We have overthrown a government in Guatemala. We have invested $4 billion on the wrong side of a civil war in El Salvador. We put the Contras into Honduras in an attempt to overthrow the Nicaraguan government. We acquiesced to the last coup d'etat in that country. A result of all of this is that all of those countries have been listed in the most 10 dangerous countries in the world over the last decade. Life is fairly unbearable for a lot of people down there. That's why they're coming. Today, you would have people who would think that an aid program that turned around the situation of life in Central America would be restitution for damage we have done in the past. You have other people who would think nothing of the kind, but simply want to see a stop in the flow of asylum seekers and refugees on the southern border. You have people who think that the U.S. engaging in a positive way in Central America would be a good alternative to the Silk Road policies of China. These are people, again, who normally you couldn't put in the same room, who I think could be made to see the wisdom of doing something for Central America that made people not want to leave.